I swear, if you follow Hollywood celebrities, man, you will definitely never ever get married. By the way, everybody is getting divorced these days. And it's too easy to get a divorce, so why even get married? A lot of people say that our older generations of people like our grandparents, they stayed together because grandma didn't have a choice. And that's how the world was rigged. And I call that bullshit. I think they stayed together because they didn't have all the distractions that we have today in today's world. Your spouse can literally cheat on you in the same house where you're at. Just move, go into the bathroom, bring the phone in the shower, FaceTime somebody else, rub one out while showing body parts, and that'll be the end of that. They didn't have all that back in the day. Lil Boosie said it best. There are parts on your wife that only you would know about back in the day. Only you knew that your wife had a birthmark close to her vajayjay or close up under her butt crack. Nowadays, everybody knows because your wife is in a bathing suit on social media and people are seeing parts of her body that should be reserved for you and you only. So we live in a different time. Now, speaking of Will and Jada, let's get into this right here. Because Jada Pinkett Smith, surprising reaction as Will moves to end their marriage. I am surprised at how long these two have actually not been together, but have been saying that they are together. As he publicly crosses a line with another woman, Insider says that Jada is not having it and she is ready to give Will a taste of his own medicine. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this, right? Because Will and Jada, although they've been not divorced, but although they've been separated for a long time, they've been pretty good at making the public believe that they're still together. And I don't know why. Their children are grown. It's not like they have a small child or children at home that they have to put up a facade for or hold it together until this child is old enough to understand what's going on. It's just weird to me. You're two grown people. Go your separate ways. If the love is not there anymore and the mutual respect is not there anymore and the passion is dead and you no longer feel like reigniting or putting efforts into making it work, just separate. My God. So as the public, as he will recently publicly crossed the line, he kissed another woman in public recently. And insiders are saying Jada is fuming over this and she is ready to give him a taste of his own medicine. So I guess we're going to be seeing Jada around here kissing some man somewhere or something. She has publicly pledged in the past to stay loyal by his side no matter what, even after mutually ending their marriage. They mutually ended their marriage, but there was no divorce. But in recent weeks, Jada Pinkett Smith apparently had a change of heart regarding that statement about sticking to his side and being loyal regardless of whatever, at least to the public eye. Regarding the statement or the stalemate status of her and Will Smith's relationship. So the pair secretly separated in 2016 is the new wave of information that's coming out, that they have not been together since 2016. This might explain the entanglement with August Alsina. This might explain a bunch of other stuff. So they have been separated since 2016, only telling the world that they were no longer together in 2023. But they have since kept things on an even keel with no official statements have been made about any plans for a divorce. Matter of fact, there was one where I saw Jada saying just the very thought of getting a divorce scared her so much that she couldn't go through with it. Still, actions often speak louder than words, and Will Smith spoke volumes last month when he kissed singer India Martinez on stage while they were performing together. And according to insiders, there is no official timeline drawn regarding what the former couple can and cannot do in their private life. They no longer live together, and they do not consider themselves in any kind of conventional monogamous relationship. But the line of respect changes in the public eye. And as for Jada, as far as she is concerned, Will has crossed that line. That's dumb as shit. So, y'all were going to keep on pretending you're together, or we're supposed to respect that you're not together anymore. However, none of you would be caught kissing or touching somebody else in public. For what? What's the use of that? If you're not together anymore, you're not together anymore. What if Jada ended up with a man who enjoys PDA, public display of affection, or vice versa? Will ends up with a woman who enjoys PDA, public display of affection. Should they not display affection publicly with their new partner just because this old ass relationship? So, having taken a whole lot of flack in the past for being disloyal to Will, we've been told now that Jada is now fuming that he hasn't shown her the same respect and commitment that she has shown him since they secretly split. Now, as far as she's concerned, the rule books have changed, and she is now ready to play the game. Jada has been holding back, and she's been staying very respectful. But if Will is going to go canoodling with others and acting single, then she figures that she may also do the same. This is what an insider who is close to the couple has said, allegedly. They've been married since 1997, and they quietly split in 2016. But it's reported that they still had lived together until 2021 before keeping up the pretense that they were still together for another 2 years. She's pretty furious now. Furious that Will is being so openly disrespectful and has promised that she is now going to do the same thing too. Damn it, man. I don't call that disrespectful. I call it moving on. So, Jada, if you want to come out and start, feeling on guys and sucking their tongues and their lips in public, then go ahead and do so. It's not disrespectful. Y'all are not together anymore. Will, on the other hand, is over here saying he's done nothing wrong and that he was just putting on a show because it was a performance. But they're saying that Jada said he's crossed the line. She's pretty tight-lipped about what exactly the rules of their marriage are, but by all accounts, it's apparently a don't ask, don't tell kind of a situation. And they can do what they want as long as they don't go parading it around in public. Oh, hell no. So basically, they're in an open marriage then. We're going to split for a minute. We need some break from each other. Even if the break is a couple of years apart, we're going to take that. But we're definitely not going to get divorced no matter what. Fuck that. Run me my divorce. Let me be on my way. And we have rules. But it's between us. Just know that you can't have any public display of anything for the world to think that you're single. And I won't either. So we're going to do everything in secret and then pretend to the public for the next however long many years. Nah, I'm not for that. That's not healthy. With a commitment towards discretion, Will's controversial public display of affection with India apparently came as a massive surprise to Jada, who, they share a son and a daughter together. Jaden is 26 years old. That means he's pushing 30. And Willow is 25 years old already. Their children are grown. The Men in Black star, Will Smith, he was appearing with the singer at a Premio Lo Nuestro award show in Miami where they were performing their duet called First Love when he leaned in for a kiss because that's what was required of the script. After canoodling in the middle of the song, he then placed his hands on her backside, prompting some corners of the internet to brand the actor's behavior as inappropriate, since he is still technically married. See, this is why everybody is saying it's inappropriate, because everybody is under the impression that he is married to Jada still, traditionally married, so he shouldn't be out here kissing lips and touching asses of beautiful women. But the background story is that they don't even live together. They've split up since 2016. Wow. As far as information that's been let out, it says that a specific area of contention for Jada, who is now 53, came down to the fact that Will, who is now 56, hadn't sought her approval for that type of a stunt beforehand, something she believes to be very important tenet of their relationship. So if he's going to do a movie that has a sex scene in it or anything like that, or he's going to perform somewhere, and say he's performing somewhere with Jennifer Lopez, he's supposed to run it by Jada first. And he's supposed to tell Jada, yo, Jada, don't be surprised, because there's a part in there where I'm going to have to hold her and then I'm going to have to kiss her in a passionate way. You know, that's a part of the script. And I'm just giving you the heads up. So because this happened and she did not get the heads up for it, she's acting out. She's saying, okay, it's my turn to go do public displays and have everybody think XYZ. That's crazy. Now, in the aftermath, she's been left reappraising everything and questioning whether Will really does take her best interest at heart. My question at this point is, do you take his best interest at heart? For Will to be violating the deal in such a public forum is a massive slap in the face of Jada, says one source. It sends this message to the world that he is footloose and fancy-free. Who cares about a wife? They may have an unconventional marriage, but there are still things that you just don't do. At least you don't do them without the blessings of your spouse. And Jada did not give her blessing for Will's antics on that stage with India. To Will, he's just performing and he's doing what it takes to be successful. But for Jada, this is exactly the same thing that they have always clashed over. All he can focus on is the goal of giving the audience the best show and getting the most headlines. Never mind that he has now got everyone buzzing that he's having an affair with India, which obviously makes Jada look like a fool, and then it makes her upset to no end. As for the person who is the alleged insider that is giving out this information, they said that Jada's upset only boils down to the fact that she wore the mantle of the adulterous wife for years after she and Will revealed in 2020 about their split. During an episode of her Facebook series called Red Table Talk, that she had an entanglement a few years prior with singer August Alsina. Of course, we now know that the pair were actually no longer officially together at that time. But back then, it was presented to the world as if Jada had truly had an affair, something neither one of them did anything to negate, right? Indeed, Jada later confessed that she'd originally planned to announce their separation, but Will had stopped her as he wasn't ready to tell the world, instead joining her in painting the false narrative that she had betrayed him. I don't know why they think they owe it to the world to keep on pretending that they are married, or even if they're separated, they still won't touch somebody else. That's just weird as I can't understand. Somebody who is listening to this, please leave in the comment section what you make of this madness, because I can't make anything of it. Now, however, the goalpost has changed. And it seems like Jada is no longer willing to sit idly by while Will seems to make moves to provoke their split for good. So the writing is basically on the wall, and it's been that way for some time now. But they've avoided pulling the trigger on the whole divorce shebang because it suited them to stay together, both financially and emotionally. As bizarre as that may seem to the outside world, is what we've been told. But they can't put it off forever. And deep down, both Will and Jada know that staying technically married but living a totally separate life is not a long-term option. And again, it's not healthy. So it's a case of ripping off that Band-Aid and making some hard decisions. The fact that Jada didn't attend the Grammys with Will says so much about the state of their relationship. Clearly, she's not willing to keep up that facade anymore. It's funny to me, though, that when it's time for her to truly call an end to it, then it's time for it to truly end. But in the meantime, she's got so nervous about a divorce, she couldn't go through with it, all this other stuff, so Will keeps playing along. They're worth a whole lot of money, right? I know a lot of people are going to say Jada shouldn't have as much money as Will, but because Jada has two children for Will that she raised, and because they were married for so long, you best believe that she's walking away with half of his shit. I think it's time for Will to get gone. File the divorce, man. Let her take it. You scared to hold on to half of your shit? Let her take the half. Let her go about her business. You go be free. You are Will Smith. You will have more movie roles that pay $100 million. You will have better things to do. You can reinvent yourself again. There's just so much freedom out here waiting on you to be caught up in this one thing right here. Especially when you see that it's not working out and there is no solution to the problem. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. And I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.